Hello everybody. This is Sunday and it's been a hot and humid day. Just thought I'd start out here and just, oh my gosh, I do see another. This is a surprise. I have a blossom on my pepper. Look at that little tiny one. My peppers aren't getting very big, and look at that. Oh, I wish these would grow for me, but they're not going to, I don't believe. Just one little tiny tomato over here, and there's 3 plants here, but none of them are growing very good. Really, I don't know why. And I think because our weather has been so hot and crazy, and for whatever reason, it's just, I'm going to throw some of the weeds out if I see them here and there. And you're just not sure what to even do. I can't do anything, so I'm just going to be thankful for what I got. So, see all these plants? They may not come to much, but maybe I'll get something off it. Not quite sure. And here is a tomato plant, and I don't have one blossom on it. Not one. Not sure why. And I guess I'm going to pick off the bottom of these and see if that might help. That look really, I'm not sure. I'm not a gardener, but I've never had, you plant something and you never see a blossom, right? But this one here is really going nuts on me. And this one, and that one, and that one. They just aren't doing anything. Now, look at this. This little one has got 1 tomato on it. 1 tomato. That has nothing. Now, those are blossoming. These ones have some that want to. And this is my pumpkin plant. And it's entangling with the corn, but it really doesn't matter because I don't think they're going to do much anyway. And here's another one. That's my pumpkin. And they do have little starter ones on it as well. But does that look rotten to you? Does that look like it's starting to rotten? I think it does. Well, that's not going to make me happy. Ah, golly. But anyway, I'll get what I get. But here's my beans, and a lot of them are really, they've got the flowers on them. Now, those are potatoes, and we'll have to take a while for those ones, and down at the end are potatoes. But I planted a few beans in here because I had leftover room. And just look at all these beans and their flowers. That's something. Oops, I'm going to lift that up to get by there. And again, all the flowers on my beans here. So I do have at least 2 rows of beans that I know will come. And Lord willing, some of the squash. But it's a new place, and we'll just take it as it comes. I'll leave here. I just wanted to come inside. Yeah, I don't think you've been inside for a week or so. Let me put this back. Let me turn it over. Put this pail up against it because the deer and whatever else might want to get in there, so I keep it right up against it. My poor husband has been mowing all day, and we've had like a 97 degrees with humidity here today. And he's done a great job being out here doing it. Oh. Anyway, I don't know why that looks... Okay, that's I'm walking, I guess. Let me just go over there and show you this plant. A stilby. Wanted to go away for a day, but we didn't manage to get away. Now he's doing our lawn today, and then he'll go and do a couple of lawns tomorrow. And I see something spit out here and pull them down. But we want to get down and spend a day away, at least. Have you ever been to PEI? I'd love to get to PEI. Haven't been there in a few years, and yeah, husband is going to build a little 4x8 to put all this in for next year, because those are my baskets or pails that I would grow in a lot of things as well when I didn't have this enclosed. So we will use them again. Maybe have more. Maybe more things will come. Maybe my tomatoes and stuff I can leave up on the step or something. But you have to keep it in like this because we have so many deer and things like that. I'll go up here and sit on the deck and talk to you. Oh. Anyway, I've been going in and out today, just staying cool inside and coming out for a few minutes with my hubby. Now, he turned 78 the other day, and I will put that on as my cover picture for this time. And he's pretty good at 78. He still keeps himself busy. Oh, I'm thankful for that. He has a lot of pain in his legs and in his feet and muscle spasms and pains in his back. But he's always done hard work, right? From the time he was 14. He left school to help his parents and bring in some income. And like a lot of people did, I guess, way back then. So I can't really complain. He's done well for himself, okay, better than what we grew up in, and that's pretty amazing, right? And it's not all what you have. My mother always used to tell me you could live in a tar paper shack and still be happy. And in her time, where she was with my dad, and his parents followed where the woodworking was, and they had horses that would pull out the wood, and horse and wagon, and all that kind of stuff. And because they would work way back into the woods, and then my grandmother would be a cook a lot of the time, and she had 6 kids of her own. But as the children grew, the older ones took care of the younger ones while she was away working, helping her husband, but by being the cook. And I know times back then when Mom was coming up to see Dad before she got married, she would take either a train from Fredericton to Lower Haynesville, but they'd come way in back from Barton, or she would take a bus and go up the highway to a road that would go into Lower Haynesville. Now, if you went by train, that was like 30, maybe 40 miles from Fredericton, somewhere around that, 40, I'd say. And then by bus, and then they would go down and pick her up, which it would be, they'd have to cross 2 old wooden bridges, which are now burnt, and they would pick her up with a horse and wagon. There wouldn't be anybody that would live there at the time, where they would drop her off at a little train station, and then she would so they would do that with a horse and wagon. But then I'm not sure how they picked her up from the end of the road. Maybe the same thing. But maybe they had a car. I'm not sure. I'm sure they did at that time. But going way down into Barton, all dirt roads, they would take a horse and wagon. anyway, I've lived in places that it was like old camps for a while he followed the woods. Now, I think there was just three of us at that time, three girls. My sister Evelyn, born in 49, my other sister Edith, 51, and myself 53, the end of the year in December. And we lived in a I thought was nice because it was one or two, a couple of bedrooms, and had plum trees, I guess they called them, berries, apple trees, and all that kind of stuff. So it was fun. I remember that now to go back and find it. I've been there for like 30 years probably. Dad took us in and showed us where it was. But you have to have a four-wheeler now to get back in there. So I guess I'll probably never be back in there again. Went to church today. We had a new speaker, and he was a pastor for a while, and now he works as a chaplain for our prisons. Now in Minto, they're building a prison here. And so I was saying how we need to have some chaplains, even if there was some people from the church that would go out and if they feel that's their ministry, to do that. So anyway, we're just waiting to see what God's going to do, because it's a project right now, and that they've got the roads made or built in towards to this place, and so we'll see what God is going to do in our community, because as the world turns, like the old soap opera was, as the world turns, it is really getting crazy and wicked, and all these kinds of things. I know our son, we were talking to him, not yesterday, I think the day before, on my husband's birthday, and he was saying how he's a truck driver. He's got 8 trucks on the road, and he doesn't drive unless he has to, because he did it for years by himself, and now he's, you gradually get another truck and another driver. But this past week was slow or something, slow for whatever reason, because he works year-round in that job where he moves cars from one place to another. And he lost 5 vehicles off a truck that was in a warehouse. So that's like they were 2023 SUVs and 2 half-tons in 2023, so they were like an $80,000 vehicle. So he was a bit stressed out when he spoke to us, and as I asked him how his week went, and that's what he was saying. Well, not too good. And that is, insurance for this business is $12,000 a month. That's $144,000 a year. Gosh, that's quite a price, and so quite a burden upon him right now. So if you are a prayer warrior, please pray for him. His name is Jay, and keep him in your prayers, his business in your prayers, his driver as they travel in his prayers. And he's had this happen to him. He lost his own half-ton here 2 years ago. It was taken, and he just paid $60,000 for it, a brand new one, a few years ago. And they found it about a year later, and it was in an auction. And when he got his money, they wouldn't give him enough money to buy what he purchased before, which would have cost another $30,000 more. So anyway, it's something that's going on everywhere, and in your driveways and businesses, and anyway, it's a need, and there's so much violence, there's so much of all that stuff, but we have to stay positive, and God knows what's happening around us, and we just need to be a blessing to others, be kind, be there for them if they need help. We have food, like a food bank. It's not a food bank, but we have it so that if others need something, we can fill up a box and take it to them. Just to be there, to be a resource after a food bank, right? We don't know what situations they all find themselves in. You could lose your job, house could burn, there's so many things. So it's one good thing with what our church family is doing, and I'm not involved in that, but there are those that are doing that right now. So I'm not sure how your week went, but mine was pretty good, and just thankful that I have nothing negative much to say. I know there's people in my life that need prayer, and people that I've met that need prayer, and who have done unkind things to others, who have tried to malign them, which with false accusations, and which is so unkind. And so we, instead of being wanting to get back at this person, we need to love. Yes, you can still report things to the necessary people, like the RCMP here in Minto, or you can ask for prayer. So, I mean, we all find ourselves in different situations in life, and we all have cares and needs. So if you're ever in need of prayer, or if you ever just want to share, please do. And know that I will pray for you. I want to do what God wants me to do in this life, and in some way be used by Him. So again, this was just my day, and I will show you how my my tomatoes are. See, as you can see, they're more than I have down there, right? There's my marigold, but I've never seen high marigold before, so I guess I do. And I have thyme down at the bottom. My lavender is going, it's drying out now, or I don't know whether, do you know anything about lavender? Should I cut off those flowers and then just let it grow from the bottom again? So anyway, just questions I have myself that you may be able to answer me. And yeah, that barbecue, we got to start using that. Invite some people over and have a barbecue or something. You hear the noise in the background. He's just putting away his lawnmower. And I am going to sign off, and just wanting to be thankful for each and every one of you. So may you have a blessed rest of your day, and let's talk soon. Bye for now.